at Soldier Field, Chicago, on June 17th this year, the world's #1 sport will hit the USA, and things can never be the same again. If you think the Super Bowl is big with its worldwide audience of 253 million, well, the last World Cup soccer finals played in Italy were watched by a total audience of 26 billion people over the 4 weeks of the tournament. In the next hour, we'll attempt to explain the grip that this simplest of games has on a global scale and what the U.S. can look forward to as soccer fans from every corner of the globe converge on the nation in a sports and commercial extravaganza that's expected to generate around $4 billion for the country. A simple game, yes, but at its best, a game of constantly changing patterns, like in South America, where the Brazilians play with heart and with soul.
The creativity of the Brazilians, and here's a lovely move again, and this might be three. Careca, 3-0 it is for Brazil. What a beautifully created goal that was.
The European game is based more on strength, fitness, and wonderful athleticism.
Mateus can go again. Oh, great goal!
The Africans play with a rhythm and style all their own, where talent oozes from every pore, and sooner rather than later, it will surely produce the first ever World Cup winner from the African continent. In 1990, Cameroon, a nation of only 12 million people from the west coast of Central Africa, shocked the watching world when they beat the champions Argentina in the opening game of the tournament. They went all the way to the quarterfinals, illuminating the occasion with some glorious play. In the end, the championship was won by Germany, who over the last 25 years have dominated world soccer. This was their third win, a feat equaled by Italy and Brazil. In fact, only 6 nations have ever won soccer's most coveted trophy since the World Cup's conception in 1930. The idea was the brainchild of this man, Jules Rimet, who gave his name to the trophy after years of tireless effort to get the competition off the ground. Just 13 countries attended the first ever finals played in Uruguay, and of those only 4 were from Europe. And it took them over a month to get to Montevideo. There was no air travel. In those days, the teams traveled by boat. The USA entered a team. They'd been members of soccer's governing body FIFA since 1913, and they performed well, beating Belgium and Paraguay before losing 6-1 to Argentina in the semifinals. Bert Patenaude was America's leading man, a scorer of 3 goals. Uruguay were the first ever winners, and as their president, Dr. Paul Jude, received the trophy from Jules Rimet, they could scarcely have foreseen the global success story the World Cup was to become. In 1950, the tournament was held in Brazil, and it was the stage for one of the biggest upsets in its history. England, one of the world's leading nations, were stunned into disbelief as the USA beat them 1-0 in Belo Horizonte. The goal scorer was Joe Gaetjens, who was from Haiti. It was and still is America's finest hour in soccer, but Gaetjens' life was to end in mysterious circumstances. When he went back to Haiti, he disappeared and was never seen again. The World Cup continued to grow as more and more nations caught the bug. By 1958, 16 nations competed in the finals, and it was this year that unearthed the greatest talent to ever grace a soccer field. A boy of just 17 named Edson Arantes do Nascimento, Pele for short, made his debut and was an instant sensation. A hat-trick against France in the semi-finals, followed by 2 more in the final against the host nation, Sweden. It was all rather too much for the boy. Pele's arrival coincided with a new age of technology. Television ensured a growing audience for the global sport. 1966 in England. London was the center of the swinging 60s in a rapidly changing world. England won the cup with Geoff Hurst scoring a hat-trick in the final, the only man ever to do so. 1970 in Mexico witnessed the greatest team in history, the wonderful Brazilians who mesmerized all opposition as the watching world purred in appreciation.
Ronaldinho, what's Pele now? What a beautiful goal from Pele! El Rey Pele! 100 goals for Brazil in World Cup competitions, and Brazil take this 1-0 lead. Cancino placed by Paquetti. Here goes Gerson. That's a good shot! What a beautiful goal by Gerson! Aiming into the box for Pele, and he's in behind everybody, and shots out for Cancino! And he's walked it into the net! It's 3-1 Brazil! Oh, it's not a bad ball for Pele on the right side. It's Carlos Alberto. Oh, what a great goal that was!
And it was Carlos Alberto who lifted the trophy, the third time it had gone to Brazil. They would now keep the solid gold statue forever.
To be the captain of the national team, to be the captain of that great team was the best in my life, not only in my career, in my life.
The new trophy, standing 20 inches high and made of 18-karat solid gold, was ready for 1974. It was designed by an Italian, but it was a German, Franz Beckenbauer, who became the first triumphant captain to collect it. West Germany overcoming Holland and the great Johan Cruyff in the final. The next major milestone in World Cup history was 1982 in Spain, when the number of teams was increased from 16 to 24, enabling the likes of Kuwait, Cameroon, Honduras, New Zealand, and Algeria to come to the party. And the big boys were soon to realize that they weren't just along for the ride.
That's a good one. Morata looks for the cross. No! And stuck it! 2-1! Venezuela! How about that? Well, that is absolutely fantastic.
4 years ago, the tournament was staged in Italy for the first time. It was the perfect setting, a marriage of culture and passion that got to the heart of what the World Cup is all about. The USA were there too, after an absence of 40 years. The level of performance required came as something of a shock, but the team performed with commitment and ability. They didn't win a game, but in this severe test against the hosts, they were beaten by just one goal and could hold their heads high.
In 1990, we competed in the World Cup for the first time in 40 years. We played that World Cup. In this World Cup, I know we will compete well, with pride, with dignity. The next World Cup, we will be competitive. And in the future, 2002 and beyond, it's ours. We have come to play, and our boots are tied.